Forbidden Love. A short kind of shorter story. Chapter 1. The Donkeys in the Deal. Veronica Ronnie Rain was a woman of steel. Sharp suits, sharper wit, and a gaze that could melt glaciers. She was a force to be reckoned with in the cutthroat world of corporate law. When she wasn't crushing deals, she was crushing gym records and crushing any man who dared to cross her. Then came Bartholomew Bart Bumble. Bart, a whirlwind of sunshine and mismatched socks, owned Harmony Hoofs, a donkey sanctuary teetering on the brink of financial ruin. His days were filled with the melodious braying of his beloved donkeys, the endless chore of mucking out stalls, and the constant worry of eviction looming over his head. Ronnie and Bart's worlds collided, quite literally, when Ronnie's sleek, black Maserati nearly collided with Bart's rusty, donkey-drawn cart overflowing with hay. The ensuing argument was a symphony of outraged honking, bewildered donkeys, and Bart's surprisingly charming stammer. "I'm so sorry, miss, I didn't see you," Bart exclaimed, his cheeks flushed. "These donkeys, they have a mind of their own, you know." Ronnie, initially furious, found herself strangely captivated. Bart, with his kind eyes and a mane of unruly hair that seemed perpetually windswept, was unlike anyone she'd ever met. And those donkeys, they had a certain undeniable charm. Intrigued, Ronnie found herself drawn back to Harmony Hoofs. She brought him a ridiculous amount of legal paperwork. "For your own good, you understand," she'd said, sounding more like a drill sergeant than a concerned citizen. Bart, overwhelmed by the jargon and the sheer volume of paper, stared at the documents in bewilderment. I think I need a dictionary," he confessed, scratching his head. Ronnie, to her own surprise, found herself laughing. Chapter 2. The Interfering Family. Ronnie's family, the Van der Luydens, were the epitome of old money. Think marble mansions, private jets, and a social calendar that would make a royal family blush. When they learned of Ronnie's burgeoning interest in a donkey sanctuary owner, they collectively fainted, figuratively, of course. "A donkey sanctuary owner, Veronica?" gasped her mother, Lady Eleanor, clutching her pearls. "Whatever will the neighbors say?" "They'll say, 'Thank goodness the Van der Luydens finally have some real-life drama,'" muttered Ronnie's younger brother, Sebastian, who secretly admired Bart's carefree spirit. Lady Eleanor sniffed. "This is preposterous. You, a partner at Rain and Rain, associating with a man who talks to donkeys." Ronnie, ever the rebel, refused to be swayed. She spent her evenings at Harmony Hoofs, much to the amusement of the donkeys and the growing exasperation of her family. She learned to muck out stalls, mend fences, and even attempted to teach the donkeys to perform rudimentary tricks with predictably hilarious results. Bart, meanwhile, was equally bewildered by Ronnie's presence in his life. He was used to quiet days with his donkeys, not the whirlwind of high society events and disapproving glares that came with dating Ronnie. He found himself strangely drawn to her, however. Ronnie, beneath the icy exterior, possessed a warmth and a genuine kindness that surprised him. One evening, while attempting to teach a particularly stubborn donkey to curtsy, Ronnie slipped and landed in a pile of hay. Bart, startled, rushed to her aid, his laughter bubbling up. "You look rather fetching in hay," he chuckled, helping her up. Ronnie, covered in hay and smelling suspiciously of manure, couldn't help but smile. This was definitely not the life she was used to, but it was undeniably the most fun she'd had in years. Chapter 3. The Rival Lawyer. Enter stage left Clive Worthington, Ronnie's arch-nemesis at Rain and Rain. Clive, a man who believed a good suit was more important than a good deed, saw Ronnie's infatuation with Bart as a weakness to exploit. "Donkeys, Veronica," Clive sneered, adjusting his perfectly knotted tie. "How utterly rustic. Don't you think it's a bit beneath you? A partner at Rain and Rain, associating with a farmer." Ronnie bristled. "Bart is not a farmer, Clive. He's a sanctuary owner, and he's 1,000 times more genuine than you'll ever be." Clive, stung, decided to strike back. He discovered that Harmony Hoofs was facing eviction due to unpaid property taxes. He then proceeded to accidentally leak this information to the local newspaper, ensuring maximum embarrassment for Ronnie. The headline screamed, "Society lawyer romances man facing eviction." Lady Eleanor promptly fainted again. Bart, devastated, confronted Ronnie. "I can't believe you let this happen," he said, his voice trembling. "I thought you were trying to help me." Ronnie, heartbroken, explained that she had no idea Clive would do something so underhanded. "I'm so sorry, Bart, I swear I'll fix this." And so began Ronnie's mission to save Harmony Hoofs. She used every legal trick in the book, arguing passionately in court, much to the amusement of the judge. "Your Honor," she pleaded, "these aren't just animals. They're sentient beings, deserving of a safe haven. And besides," she added with a mischievous glint in her eye, "I'm quite fond of them myself." The judge, a man with a surprising fondness for donkeys, smiled. "Miss Rain, you make a compelling argument." Chapter 4, The Donkey Diva. Ronnie, determined to save Harmony Hoofs, decided to take matters into her own hands. She enlisted the help of her eccentric aunt, Beatrice, a renowned animal behaviorist with a penchant for flamboyant hats and a vocabulary that would make a sailor blush. Aunt Beatrice, upon arriving at the sanctuary, immediately declared, "These donkeys are not merely animals, dear Veronica. They are misunderstood artists. Observe their expressive ears, their dramatic braying. They are waiting for the right stage." And so, Aunt Beatrice, with Ronnie as her reluctant assistant, embarked on a mission to transform Harmony Hoofs into a donkey-themed entertainment venue. They organized donkey dress-up competitions with disastrous results, taught the donkeys to paint, mostly on each other, and even attempted to train them for a donkey ballet, which ended with a stampede and a very bruised Aunt Beatrice. News of Harmony Hoof's extravaganza spread like wildfire. The local news arrived, cameras flashing. Clive, watching the chaotic scene unfold from his office window, choked on his Earl Grey. The extravaganza itself was a chaotic masterpiece. Donkeys adorned in tutus galloped across the field, paint splattered everywhere, and Aunt Beatrice, perched atop a particularly stubborn donkey, conducted the donkey orchestra with wild abandon. To everyone's surprise, the event was a resounding success. The local community, charmed by the absurdity of it all, flocked to Harmony Hoofs. The sanctuary, once on the brink of ruin, was saved. Chapter 5, The Secret Revealed. Amidst the post-extravaganza celebrations, a surprising discovery came to light. While sifting through old sanctuary records, Ronnie stumbled upon a faded photograph. It depicted a young woman, strikingly similar to herself, standing beside a donkey. The inscription on the back read, "To my dearest Eleanor, from your loving sister, Genevieve." Eleanor, that was her grandmother's name. Confused, Ronnie confronted Lady Eleanor. "Grandmother," she said, "did you have a sister named Genevieve?" Lady Eleanor, visibly shaken, stammered, "Genevieve, she ran away. She was unconventional. She eloped with a donkey sanctuary owner." Ronnie gasped. "A donkey sanctuary owner?" Lady Eleanor averted her gaze. "Yes, they were quite scandalous. I was forbidden from ever speaking of them again." The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Ronnie's ancestors had a hidden connection to Harmony Hoofs. This revelation not only saved the sanctuary, but also brought her closer to her family history. Clive, meanwhile, watched the unfolding drama with a mixture of jealousy and grudging admiration. He had underestimated Ronnie, and her unconventional methods had not only saved Harmony Hoofs, but also exposed a long-buried family secret. Chapter 6, The Donkey Wedding. News of Ronnie's ancestry spread through the community like wildfire. The once scandalous elopement was now a local legend. Bart, overwhelmed by the turn of events, proposed to Ronnie during a particularly spectacular donkey performance. He got down on one knee, surrounded by cheering donkeys and a bewildered Aunt Beatrice. Ronnie, overjoyed, accepted. Their wedding was a whirlwind of donkey-themed decorations, Aunt Beatrice's most outrageous hat to date, and Clive, looking utterly miserable, forced to attend. As Ronnie and Bart exchanged vows, surrounded by their friends, family, and the gentle braying of their beloved donkeys. They knew their unconventional love story had finally come full circle. The end. And so the story of the lawyer and the donkey sanctuary owner came to a close, proving that true love can bloom in the most unexpected places, even amidst the chaos of a donkey extravaganza.